Genesis of invisible drones may have just begun, but not in the way most people expected. Instead of using camouflage, cloaking devices, or transparent materials, engineers at Northwestern University have created an experimental drone that hides in plain sight by taking advantage of the way the human eye processes motion. The prototype, called Phantom Twist, doesn't actually become invisible. Instead, it spins so rapidly that our brains can no longer clearly distinguish its shape, causing it to appear as little more than a faint, ghostly blur in the sky. Most drones today are easy to spot. Even from a distance, you can usually recognize the familiar X-shaped frame with 4 spinning propellers. Researchers asked a completely different question. What if the drone itself never stayed still long enough for your eyes to recognize it? That simple question led to a radical redesign. Instead of 4 motors and 4 propellers, Phantom Twist uses just 1 motor and 1 propeller. As the propeller spins one way, the entire body of the drone spins in the opposite direction, reaching speeds of 15 to 25 rotations every second, up to about 1,500 RPM. At those speeds, the drone's structure effectively disappears into motion blur. Rather than seeing a solid flying object, observers only notice a translucent smudge that blends into the background. If you've ever looked at the blades of a ceiling fan, you've already experienced this effect. When the fan is stopped, every blade is obvious. As it speeds up, the blades seem to disappear, leaving behind only a faint, transparent disc. Phantom Twist applies the exact same principle to an entire aircraft. Creating this effect wasn't as simple as attaching a propeller to a spinning frame. The researchers used AI-powered optimization software to evaluate roughly 20,000 different drone designs. Every possible placement of the battery, motor, electronics, support rods, and counterweights was simulated. The software measured how visible each configuration would appear against hundreds of real-world backgrounds while ensuring the drone could still fly safely and remain stable. The result was a design estimated to be around 10 times harder for people to notice than a conventional quadcopter of similar size. Even flying a drone like this requires a completely different approach. Traditional drones tilt using 4 independently controlled motors. Phantom Twist has only 1 motor, so engineers control it by making tiny adjustments to the motor's speed during each rotation. Those precisely timed changes allow the spinning drone to move in different directions while remaining balanced in the air. Despite its impressive appearance, Phantom Twist is still very much a research prototype. It is not truly invisible. Under the right conditions, you can still notice its blurred outline. It also produces a noticeable high-pitched sound, making it easy to hear even when it's difficult to see. The current version relies on an external optical tracking system for navigation and does not yet carry cameras or other useful payloads, though researchers believe future versions could overcome many of these limitations. If the technology continues to develop, it could have important civilian uses. Scientists could observe wildlife without frightening animals away. Engineers could inspect bridges, power lines, or wind turbines with less visual distraction. Environmental researchers could monitor sensitive ecosystems while minimizing disturbance. Because the drone is less visually noticeable, it could collect more natural observations than conventional aircraft. Like many new technologies, however, it also raises important questions. A drone that is difficult to see could have surveillance, security, or military applications. While the researchers emphasize peaceful scientific uses, any technology that makes aircraft less detectable naturally brings ethical and privacy concerns that society will have to consider as the technology matures. For now, Phantom Twist represents a fascinating shift in engineering thinking. Instead of trying to make a drone match its surroundings, the researchers redesigned the drone around human perception itself. By exploiting the limits of our vision, they demonstrated that sometimes the best way to hide an object isn't to change its color or make it transparent, but simply to move it so fast that our brains can no longer clearly see it.